The records do not speak of valor lightly, yet the halls of the frozen palace still echo with it. In recap, Martial God Asura Chapter 383, Chapter 384, Chu Feng's body became a prison of ice, his perseverance etched into every frostbitten limb, while Zi Ling's pleas shattered the silence like brittle glass. Even as her spirit power faltered and the chill threatened to consume all, an unseen force intervened, restoring what nature had nearly claimed. Yet the scars remain, not only on flesh, but in hearts unyielding. As the rank 9 martial skill passes hands and destinies intertwine, one must wonder, in the heat of such loyalty and ambition, who will rise unbroken, and who will falter in the shadow of sacrifice? In the bitter silence of that frost-laden palace, a storm of emotion broke forth. Zi Ling, who so often wore the mantle of composure and strength, found her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Her voice rang out, sharp and desperate, shattering the icy air. "You? Leave! I do not need you to save me." Her words were torn from the deepest recesses of her heart, trembling with both fear and guilt. "I cannot bear to see you die because of me. Go! Leave now! Do not think of me." Her voice quivered, raw with emotion. Zi Ling had finally allowed herself to admit a truth she had long tried to suppress. She could not bear to have Chu Feng sacrifice himself for her. All that had led her to this icy prison was born of her own desires, her own folly. Chu Feng had no part in it, yet here he was, pushing against impossible odds for her sake. But Chu Feng, he did not turn away. Even as his body trembled and failed him, even as the numbing cold gnawed through every limb, his spirit refused surrender. Where his legs could no longer carry him, he crawled. Every movement a testament to unyielding will. Bit by agonizing bit, he pressed forward, his mind singular in purpose, to save Zi Ling, no matter the cost. Initially, his resolve had been tempered with caution. If no path could be found to save Zi Ling, he had resolved to retreat, to preserve his life and avoid the cruel fate of perishing for another. Yet, as Zi Ling's cries urged him to flee, a deeper force took root in his heart. A force that whispered, no, demanded that he endure beyond reason, beyond flesh and bone. That thought became an unbreakable iron chain within him, immovable, indestructible. Nothing would sway it. But the body, brittle and battered, was no longer obedient. His sight blurred, his awareness waned, leaving only a singular burning thought. Gather the picture scroll, save Zi Ling. Yet even this burning desire could not compel his failing form. With a final, heart-wrenching tremor, Chu Feng collapsed, his body succumbing to the cruel frost. Darkness claimed him. The chill of the palace, like a vicious predator, seized upon him. It gnawed and tore, a silent, merciless storm. In moments, his flesh stiffened and glittered with ice, a frozen monument to perseverance. Zi Ling's scream pierced the void. "Chu Feng!" Her heart shattered at the sight, her spirit chained and powerless, unable to reach him, unable to wield her own formidable spirit power. In that instant, she feared the worst. He had perished, and all because of her. Tears poured freely, carving paths across her flawless visage, a flood born of helplessness and remorse. Yet even as despair threatened to swallow her, a calm voice emerged from the shadows. The gold cloak world spiritist, appearing silently beside her, spoke with quiet authority. "Do you wish to see the depth of his love?" Without waiting for her reply, he swept his sleeves downward. The oppressive frost that had claimed the palace vanished, absorbed as if it had never existed. The palace's frozen heart thawed in an instant. But Chu Feng, he was no longer recognizable. His body, once lithe and strong, now bore the brutal toll of his struggle. Surface wounds scarred him, frostbite etched through to the bone, and his very frame shuddered with the memory of suffering endured. Zi Ling's cry tore through the air once more. "Chu Feng!" Her voice caught in her throat, eyes wide with shock and horror. The world spiritist's gaze was gentle, yet piercing. "Observe," he said, "this is the weight his body bore, greater than any burden you endured. Yet he endured it all. Tell me, what fueled such resolve?" Zi Ling could only weep, silent sobs that spoke of helpless awe. The spiritist's words held a lesson as old as the martial world itself. Treasure those whose hearts are bound to yours by courage and devotion. With a flourish of golden light, the spiritist released a gift long held in reserve. The chains that bound Zi Ling dissolved, and the 7-colored brilliance cascaded down from the heavens. As it touched Chu Feng, the frost and wounds that had marked him vanished, replaced by the warmth of restored vitality. Zi Ling leapt to him, cradling him as he blinked awake, pain and confusion etched across his face. Zi Ling? You? His voice carried astonishment, a mixture of relief and wonder. The nightmare of frost and illusion was gone, leaving only the living? Breathing reality before him, Zi Ling's own heart overflowed. It was your perseverance. It moved him, she whispered. The embrace that followed was fierce, instinctive, a tether to life itself. Chu Feng, though bewildered, returned the hold, a silent promise of survival and shared fate. And yet, as the moment of intimacy surged, Zi Ling shivered and instinctively drew back, a wind-like strike slicing through the air, barely halted in time. Shame and self-consciousness mingled with relief, coloring her every movement. Then, with a determined glance, she leapt once more toward the prize, the rank 9 martial skill. Her fingers grasped the elusive secret of power, and she descended gracefully. Without hesitation, she placed the treasured skill into Chu Feng's hand, speaking with conviction. You keep this. In that moment, triumph, loyalty, and devotion intertwined, a quiet testament to the bonds forged in the crucible of life, death, and frost. And so, amid the thawed palace and lingering echoes of courage, two souls stood united. The trials behind them were etched in flesh and spirit, yet ahead lay the boundless expanse of destiny, waiting for their strength, their skill, and their unbreakable hearts to leave their mark upon the world. In the shadowed silence of the ancient palace, a tension lingered thick as fog. Chu Feng's fingers trembled over the martial skill in his hand. It was a treasure of such rarity that its very presence seemed to warp the air around him. This was no ordinary technique. It was a rank 9 martial skill, unmatched across the 9 provinces, a technique whispered of only in legend. And yet, a promise had been made. Martial skills were meant for Zi Ling, while the profound medicines would remain his. His heart wavered. How could he surrender something so extraordinary? A technique no one had ever mastered. To let it slip from his grasp felt like letting a piece of his soul dissolve into the void. But a soft voice cut through his hesitation, a familiar, teasing echo from Eggy, urging him forward. Give it to her, Eggy murmured. Perhaps in this moment, her heart will be yours. Chu Feng's teeth clenched. Timing was everything in these matters. In a single, decisive motion, faster than a striking serpent, he pressed the martial skill onto Zi Ling's head. In an instant, it was no longer a tangible object. A radiant thread of light surged into her, burrowing into her mind with a whisper of destiny. Zi Ling's eyes widened, a gasp caught between disbelief and awe. She could hardly fathom it. The rank 9 martial skill, now hers. Her lips parted, her voice a soft tremor. Chu Feng, you. He chuckled, a lightness in his tone belying the weight of the gesture. I promised. Martial skills are yours, and so this belongs to you. The air between them pulsed with unspoken emotion, a fragile shift in her heart. Thank you, she whispered, reverence and astonishment mingling in her words. Chu Feng's eyes, however, drifted toward curiosity. Is this truly a rank 9 martial skill? Zi Ling nodded, her gaze steady. It is. The master who left this behind. They must have been an exceptional figure. Chu Feng's mind churned with questions. If their residual consciousness is this potent, the master himself would have been extraordinary. Yet, judging by the age of these remains, if he was the Gold Cloak world spiritist, how long ago did he walk this world? What realm would he have reached in life? Zi Ling's explanation was measured, precise. Though this palace hasn't endured 1,000 years, several centuries have passed. A martial lord at his peak could live through such time. A martial king? Immortality would be inevitable, and as a world spiritist, his lifespan surpasses normal bounds. Chu Feng absorbed her words, a flicker of approval in his eyes. In this realm of cultivation, her knowledge equaled, perhaps even exceeded his own. But then, the ground beneath them shivered. The central rock stage quaked violently, rumbling with an ominous rhythm. The 7-colored light from the palace's zenith faded, and as the brilliance died, the ceiling of jagged stone reclaimed its dominance. Yet the tremors persisted, growing louder, insistent, until the stone stage sank slowly into the depths below. As it descended, a hidden truth revealed itself, a narrow passageway, cloaked in shadow and secrecy. Something is hidden here, Chu Feng murmured, a thrill of discovery in his chest. His spirit power reached out, probing for danger, finding none. Confident, he stepped forward, and Zi Ling followed close behind, silent as a shadow. 1,000 meters of passage led them to a transparent door, a spirit formation that unveiled everything beyond its crystalline surface. Chu Feng's breath caught. Zi Ling's eyes mirrored his astonishment. Beyond the door lay another palace, eerily identical to the one they had just left. A circular rock stage dominated its center, 100 meters in diameter, suspended above the palace floor with a mystical, floating grace. And upon that stage, a radiant pillar of light descended, illuminating 88 figures seated in meditation. These were not ordinary cultivators. They were apex experts, sent by the 8 great powers. Yet their faces twisted with strain, palms pressed, bodies trembling as they struggled to contain some immense force. An elder, first level of the heaven realm, shuddered violently. A spray of blood burst from his lips as his form convulsed, bones cracking audibly. In agonizing torment, his body twisted unnaturally until, with a final, harrowing shudder, he became nothing but a pool of blood. Chu Feng and Zi Ling exchanged a long, measured glance, hearts clenching at the sheer brutality of the power on display. Such a force, to reduce a heaven-level expert to this. It was terrifying beyond comprehension. Voices erupted around them, frustrated, enraged, blaming, and cursing. A fiery-haired man of the 5th heaven level, head of Fire God Valley, roared at the injustice of the illusionary trap. Black-haired Sword God Valley's leader countered, his tone sharp and cold, yet his words could not mask the peril surrounding them. "You were impatient," he spat, "and now all are trapped. How can you blame only yourself?" Arguments collided, but a commanding voice cut through the chaos. An older world spiritist, cloak of deep blue billowing, vice head of the World Spirit Guild, bellowed with authority. "Silence! The formation's pressure is no trifling matter. If you squander your strength in quarrels, death is certain. Even the old ancestor of the Jiang dynasty could not escape this trap unscathed. You would all be refined into pools of blood." The weight of his words fell like stone, pressing down on every heart in the room. The truth was undeniable. The formation's power exceeded mortal comprehension. No pride, no rank could shield them here. Only the strongest, the wisest, could endure the trial that awaited. And in the quiet, Chu Feng and Zi Ling watched, understanding the peril, yet driven by the same resolve that had carried them this far. In this realm of illusions, blood and unparalleled martial might, only courage and cunning could claim victory.